Hi and welcome back. In this mini project, we need to create this lovely panda. So without further ado, let's begin. The face of our panda is in the shape of a circle, so we need to create a circle, right? To do this, we type in ctx.arc. And then we're going to specify 5 arguments. Let's set 500 pixels for x, 250 pixels for y, and 200 pixels for the radius. Then we need to specify the values of the arguments called start angle and end angle. Since we have to create a circle, we type in 0 and 2 multiplied by math.pi. Now, so that we can see the circle on the canvas, we type in ctx.stroke. Great, we've just created the circle. Well, as you can see, the width of the line has to be larger. To fix this, we type in ctx.linewidth equals to 10. Okay, there. Excellent. Now we're going to draw the eyes of the panda. As you can see, each eye is composed of 3 circles. This big black circle is the first circle. Then we have the white circle inside of the big black circle. And inside of the white circle, we have a small black circle. Please notice that this small black circle is a bit shifted to the right side. And this one is shifted a bit to the left. So first we need to draw this big black circle. We type in ctx.arc. Then we set 400 pixels for x, 200 pixels for y, and 50 pixels for the radius. And then we add 0 and 2 multiplied by math.pi. Since we need the circle to be filled with the color black, we add ctx.fill. Let's check it out. Oops, not exactly what we expected. Why is that? Because we didn't specify that we need 2 different circles. That's why the first circle was created and then we made it visible. After that, Canvas drew a second circle and filled it with the color black. As a result, we've got 2 circles. To fix this, before the creation of the second circle, we need to add ctx.beginPath. Now the canvas element will understand that starting from this line, we begin a new path. Let's copy this line of code and add it before the creation of the first circle as well. Save it and refresh. Much better. Next, let's create this white circle. So we copy these lines of the code and paste them below. We need to decrease the value of the radius. Let's make it 30 pixels. Also, this circle has to be white. That's why we write ctx.fillStyle and we set the color white. Let's check it out. Excellent. Next, we have to create this small black circle, which has to be shifted a bit to the right side. Just copy these lines of code and paste them below. Since we need to shift the circle to the right side, we change 400 pixels to 402 pixels. Also, we decrease the value of the radius. Let's make it 20 pixels. And for the color, we set the color black. Nice, really nice. We've just created our left eye. Well, I mean the left eye of the panda. As you can see, the same code is repeated several times. To optimize this, we can create a function that will help us to make the code shorter. Let's call this function fillArc. We need to set the color of the fill. That's why the first argument of this function is color. Then we need two other arguments, which are x and y. We also need the radius and the values of start angle and end angle. After that, copy these lines of code and paste them into the function. Let's replace 402 with x and 200 with y. This is the radius. Then comes start angle and end angle. Here we change to color. Now, so that we can remove this part of the code, we call the function. We pass this value to the color argument. Then we need to pass these values. Now we can remove these 4 lines of code. Well, the code looks much shorter, which is great. Let's apply the same approach to these lines of the code. We call the function and then we pass these values to it. Then remove this part of the code. Again, call the function. As you can see, in this part of the code we didn't set the color, so it has to be the color black. That's why we set black for the color. After that, we pass these values to the function. Now we can remove these 3 lines of code. Let's also create a function called stroke arc. As the first argument, we need to use the value of the property called line width. And then we can copy these arguments and paste them into the function. Let's also copy these lines of code. This is the body of our function. Change here to line width. Also, we add ctx.strokeStyle equals to color. Then here we change to x, y, radius, start angle, and end angle. Now we call this function and we pass 10 pixels as the width of the line. The color is black. And then we pass all these values. Remove this part of the code. Save it, and let's check how it works. Great, everything works. The next thing we're going to do is create the right eye of the panda. Just copy the lines of code which we use for the creation of the left eye and paste them below. Now we just need to make some adjustments. We replace 400 with 600. All other values are the same. Here we also change to 600 pixels. Previously we shifted the small black circle to the right side, but now we need to shift it to the left side. So in this case it has to be 598 pixels. Save and refresh. Awesome! We've created the 2 eyes of the panda. So now let's create the nose. It has to be black, so we call the function fillArc. We set the color black. The value of x is between 400 and 600, so we set 500 for x. The nose has to be placed a bit lower than the eyes. That's why we set 250. Let's set 30 pixels for the radius. And then we add 0 and 2 multiplied by math.py. Let's check how it looks. So cute. Cool. Alright, let's create the mouth. To create the mouth, we need to use the function called stroke arc. We set 10 pixels. The color is black. The X value is the same as we applied for the nose, which is 500 pixels. The mouth is placed a bit lower than the nose. So let's set 280. Next, we need to specify the values for the angles. For now, let's set 0 and math.pi. Something is wrong. Aha, we forgot to specify the value of the radius. So we add 100 after the number 280. Finally, our panda is smiling. But this semicircle is much bigger than what we have in the original. Do you see it? The smile ends not here, but lower. So the value of the start angle has to be a bit greater than the number 0. And the value of the end angle has to be a bit lower than the number pi. So we can replace 0 with 0.3. And for the end angle, let's add math.pi minus 0.3. Now we have exactly what we need. The last thing is to create the ears of our panda. So we call the function fillArc. We need the color black. As you can see, the ears are shifted a bit more to the left side than the position of the left eye. The X value of the left eye is 400, so let's use 360. The ears are placed above the eyes, so we can set 110 for Y. Then we set 50 for the radius. As you can see, we have 4 quadrants. Each quadrant is divided equally. So in fact, the left ear is just a semicircle that is turned by half of the quadrant from each side. It means that for the start angle, we need to use the value which is in the middle between 0.5 pi and pi. The number pi is approximately equal to 3.14. So if we divide it by 4, we will get approximately 0.8. So for the start angle, we need to use pi minus 0.8. For the end angle, we need to use the value which is in the middle between 1.5 pi and 2 pi. We can use negative and positive values for the angles. That's why we can use the value minus 0.8. So we type in math.pi minus 0.8. And then we add minus 0.8. Save and refresh the page. Cool, the left ear has been drawn. Let's draw the right ear. To do this, we copy this line of code and paste it below. For the left ear, we decreased 400 by 40 and we got 360. So for the right ear, we need to increase the value of the right eye, which is 600 by 40. So we get 640 pixels. We don't need to make any changes to these values. Now, let's see which values we need to apply for the angles of the right ear. The value of the start angle is in the middle between pi and 1.5 pi. And the value of the end angle is between 0 and 0.5 pi. So the value of the start angle is 1.5 pi minus 0.8, while the value of the end angle is 0.8. We type in 1.5 multiplied by math.pi minus 0.8. And here we just remove the minus sign. Save and refresh the page. Congratulations! We've just created the cute smiling panda. Everything looks exactly as in the original. Alright, that's all for this project. Take care and see you in the next lesson.